Hello, welcome to Spy Money. Could anybody hear me before? I had a little mess up. I didn't hit live. So have you all just been looking at a dead picture? I'm assuming that's what it is. So we should be working now. So what I did was I didn't have it on live. So I've been talking to myself this whole time. So we'll just start all over. We have ES, and we're going to talk about a few things tonight. ES being that it is in this channel again. And let's go back. We have the bear flag, bear flag. So here's our pole, here's your flag, and we've been waiting on this to come out of this channel. So coming out of this channel was our key. Was it going to be a V shape and take off and be bullish, or was it actually going to drop out? And if it dropped out, was it just going to pull back a little bit or go? But usually this will actually keep on going. Now I'm not going to go over it tonight because I've done this several times, but there's these purple lines over here. If you look at a past video, you'll understand what I'm talking about. So with, okay, good. It's my fault, guys. I didn't hit live. On the chart, if you look back in the other videos, it'll tell you why I think it's going to be the 1700. I still believe it's going to be down here. War can either make the stocks rally or not, and we're not going to war. If we all of a sudden bomb Iran in the middle of the night, I don't know what's going to happen, but I think that we're supposed to be going to war with the cartels now. They're moving ships out into the Caribbean Sea, and they've already found a path where they are running drugs from Venezuela and another country. I can't remember where it was, but Venezuela was one of them. And so we will be going to war with them, and they said that they're going out there not to warn them, but to win. So we're definitely doing that. But I don't think that will really affect the stock market per se. I think if we went to war with a country, that'd be different. And Mexico's actually teaming up with us. And whenever they team up with us, then it's going to, I think it's 27,000 military troops that Mexico put out. I think it's the number that Trump gave out earlier. He did a speech at 5:15 press conference. So I think that this is going to continue to come on down. Would I buy puts at this very moment? Well, I bought puts, more puts at the close today. So by buying puts at the close today, that tells you where I think we're going to be. Right now it's staying underneath that 15. It's went up and kind of touched it. Right now we are on this 2450 resistance, but the 15 is going to be pushing it down. So I think when we break this one, then we're going to have to break this one here, which is the 2400. When we break that, we'll have to break the 53. At that point, I think that we are kind of golden to go because there's really no supports in here. This is just a free fall that come through, a Tom Petty free fall. So I think that when we get through these two little supports, which I believe, let's see, that's 2450. This could easily happen tonight. That's only 100 points. So that could easily happen tonight. And if it does, then I think Thursday and Friday will probably just sell off. There's a chance this might drop down and consolidate tomorrow. But Friday, I believe it's just going to sell off. So either Thursday or Friday is what I think it's going to be. And then over the weekend, it's hard telling what will come out on any kind of news. But if we break through these two supports here, then 2031 is going to be our next one. And then at that point, if we go to that one and go back to a weekly, so we got our 1700 right here. There's really not much in here to stop it. So when it starts falling, this could easily just keep on going over a few days or so. I mean, we're at 2450, so to get down there, you're looking about 700 points. We could easily do that in a week's time, and that's kind of where I'm thinking we're going. Some people have said the 50% mark. I believe we're going to blow right through that and come on down to here. This is our country's never been like this. I mean, the whole country is pretty much shut down. So until they start opening things up and get people back to work, I think that's where we're going to be. Now, what I want to talk to you a little bit about is how do you make money in this kind of market? Well, with options, it's really hard. The only way you can buy options right now is to get as close to the end of the money as you can in order to fight the consolidation, and you almost have to scalp it. You can't buy and just hold it all through this because it just destroys your premium. So if you get in one and you catch the drop and you're going to have a high IV and stuff, but if you catch it, you can get in it and you can still make some money there. Another thing you can do is you can do future contracts. Future contracts is not like options. There is no theta or any kind of Greeks whatsoever with it. So with this, you can actually make some money. Today, that's my profit today on doing a short right down that red line there we saw. So $1,918 is what I made today, and that is doing this right here. So I got in my shorts, and then I wrote it down, and I got out of it, I believe it was right here is where, no wait a minute, let me look here. I don't want to tell you the untruth there. So 16, so yeah, I got out right here. When it came down, I almost got out there, but I didn't, and it started coming up, and I jumped out right here, and so that's what I ended up making, 1918. If you do not know how to do futures, and you're scared of them, it's really not that difficult. Now, one thing that I do is I was looking for a place to where I could actually trade futures and learn how to do it, but I couldn't find anybody to teach me. Couldn't find any classes, no YouTube or nothing like that, and I looked all over. So I ended up figuring out, learning on my own, and just piece by piece and over time I figured it out. So now I've got a course, and this course is something I made. I've had it out for almost a week now, and I've got several people have gone through it, have liked it, have done real well. They're actually learning how to trade futures. This is something you can do on your own. It's full of information, mostly videos in here, and it's just me going over everything to tell you from the start to the finish of how futures actually work. So that's what I did, and this course, if you look down in the bottom of the description, you'll see a link, and it will take you to the course to take the course and actually learn how to do it. And I think there it is. My internet must be messing up. But if you take that course, it is something you don't have to do immediately. It's something you can do over time at your time. And if it takes you a year, it takes you a year. But once you get into it, you'll want to learn how to do that, because this market that we're in right now is where you need to do that. I was doing a little bit of scalping earlier, made a little bit of money down in here, but it's kind of consolidating, so I just kind of got out of it. So future contracts is how you make money through here. And if you're under PDT, there is no PDT with futures. You can, I think most of them are like $2,000 is what TD Ameritrade requires you to have in order to trade futures. So that is one thing you can do. For more information, you can always message me. I'd be more than happy to walk you through it. You can click that link and sign up online and start trading, or actually start learning tonight. And you can get through that course in a couple of days if you're diligent about going through it, and then learn how to trade futures. So that is one way that you can make money in this market. Options is very difficult to make money when you have the consolidation we've had. Let's go to the gold. The gold dropped out. It's been consolidating a while. It finally dropped out, and then it consolidated all day. I'm hoping that this will actually drop out. Usually you have this bull flag. So here's your pole, and here's your bull flag. And usually when this comes down, if it's going to go on up, these candles will actually hover right along that channel. But they're not. They're actually hovering down here. So with them hovering down here, I think this will actually just drop out, and this will not actually be a bull flag. I think it'll just be a formation like it, but I don't think it's actually going to be a bull flag. So I think with the way it's actually forming now, this will probably drop out. I still believe this is going to be down in the 1200s. Not this week, but in time, over a little bit of time, I think it'll be down there, which is down right on through here. So this is going to be in time. Now, if we look back at our 1 hour, I think you can see it there. Now let me go back to a daily. Yeah, daily. So here's a pennant. You got that yellow line and you got this yellow line. So what I'm looking for is this to fulfill this pennant. Now this pennant, let's see here. You can see it went up, touched it. It's almost touched it there. It touched here. It went up and it double topped right here. So that's actually a triple top. You got 1 and then 2 is 3. So when you get a triple, that is a reversal signal. Now if we come on down, we can look at, oops. If we come on down, we can see that to get down to here is probably coming at an angle like that, and that's going to be 1267 or 1266 on this one. So I think probably in the 1200s is where we're going to be. It might drop down below this a little bit. It may hit it perfect, but I believe that that's where we're going to be on the gold, and for all good reason. I mean, all of our charts line up that way. It's a perfect scenario. We've got our market actually turning. Everything says that this gold is going to there. So I'm in puts on gold, and I know several other people are in puts on it, and also with the equity, like GDST and JNUG and things like that. So I think in time this is going to come down. JNUG is not something that I normally would trade. That was my first option trade that I ever did, but I would get into GDST, and the reason being is JNUG is very low in price right now. So it could do a reverse split, and if it does that, your options are just going to go to nothing. It's going to take a while for it to readjust. So GDS, is it what is that? I'll have to post it in the comments. GDXJ. Let me look here. I don't trade it, so let's see. GDXJ is what it is. So if we look at that, here it is. That's your GDXJ. I always get those symbols kind of messed up. So it is trading the same way that gold is, and it's had that big drop and it's consolidating. This one is trading around $29. So whereas JNUG, if you type it in, JNUG is at 420. It's getting, if this keeps on dropping, they're going to do a reverse split. They did one last fall, and I think it ended up going to like $60, and it's already back down to 4. So whenever they do that reverse split, you're not even going to be able to trade it for a few days normally. So that is not one that I would get in right now. So if we come back over here, get back on, we got natural gas. It actually dropped. It's been consolidating, so it's following the same pattern that ES has. I thought natural gas would actually go up, and it's just going to continue to go down. So I've got some calls in here that I'm not happy about right now, but it is what it is. You just trade what you can, and sometimes you make a bunch, and sometimes you lose a little. So they're long term, so I'll just hold them and see if it'll actually turn and come up. If the market starts turning, then this should turn as well. We got NQ, same as ES. You have the drop, and then you had the consolidation, went up, drop again, you got the consolidation again. This is just going to keep on dropping. So NQ is going down as well. We have VIX. VIX actually shot up today, but it's in a downward movement. So that if it's in a downward movement, that tells me that more than likely ES is not going to be long-term down. I think it's going to be a fast, hard hit, and when it does, I think it'll rage from there. So I'm thinking if I had to guess a time frame on it, which I don't like to do, but I would say probably middle of next week. I think ES is probably going to reverse and come back up. That's what I would guess, and that's a pure guess. You can't guess times. Then we come back into our equities. We got Walmart. Walmart has been the inverse of ES forever, and the last 2 days it has followed ES, and I hate that because with it following ES, I thought it was going to keep on going up, and I bought calls to play that. So if we go back and look at the 1 hour, we are looking at the trend, the bull trend that we have, the bull channel, and this should be going up to that area. Could Walmart actually hit the 130s, the 140s this week? Absolutely, it could. I mean, because if Walmart wants to, it can take off. It can move 10 to 12% pretty easy in a day. Now, the one thing about Walmart is that I don't understand is Walmart is all over the news talking about how great they are, how good they're doing, how they're stocked up, and they're selling. Their distribution center, Mike Pence was there today. So with Mike Pence being there today and they had it all over the news, you would think Walmart would be going through the roof right now, but it's not. I don't understand that. I don't understand a lot in the market right now because it's not moving according to what we normally are used to. There's just so many unknowns in there that's not funny. So Walmart, I thought would actually take off, and I was hoping to sell some of my calls this Friday. I don't know if I'll be able to. They're a little bit shorter term than I like, and I bought them back over in here. I made a mistake and bought them there. So yes, I make mistakes. So what I've done is averaged down trying to get out of it, but I thought that Walmart would come down about right here and then just start taking off. And we've spent a week just consolidating pretty much. We had one day that went up, but for the most part it's consolidated. And that's hard on your options when it starts doing that. All we need is a couple good strong days, and options will be real good on that. My September ones are doing very well. And so if we go back, I'm not going to hit all these, but TLT, it's kind of consolidating across through here. It's not really doing a whole lot yet. That's one to keep an eye on. And I'll put SPY up here so you can see it. And one thing that a lot of people don't know, SPY, if you look at ES, like this one's 246, and if you look at ES, it's 247. If you just take this 350, take that off of your ES, that's what SPY is about. So you can do it that way. But anyway, SPY, doing the same thing. It's I'm looking at the 200s. Is what I'm looking at, which would be the 2000 on ES. So I'm looking at 200s here. Long term, I think we're looking in the 170s, which would be like a 1700s in ES. So I'm looking at 170s there. We'll see if I'm right. Be a while. Look at Six Flags again. It continues to sell off. This is the one that long-term bullish, but it wasn't the time to get in it. I knew this was going to keep selling off because they have their parts shut down and so forth. So, it's definitely not something that's going to be one that you want to stay in. As far as calls right now, it's not ready. When this starts crossing this 15, which is that purple line, when it starts crossing over there and going, then that would be a good sign. We'll look at a couple more. Look at BA. I was trying to get in BA puts before closing, and I just could not get in. I didn't have enough time. I wish I'd have got in up in here, but I didn't do it. I just kind of kept holding off because I thought BA may take off, especially right here. When it pulled up, I thought it would. And there's a good chance that this may go ahead and pump up tomorrow. And if it does, then I will go ahead and drop out. Or get in puts for it to drop out, because I think BA is going to sell off more. We'll look at ABT. A bunch of us getting in this. This is the one with the 5-minute drug, or the 5-minute test for the CV. It's supposed to be announced, I think, on Friday. So if it gets announced on Friday, that is going to be good for any kind of calls you're in. So go back to ES, look at it one more time before we quit. We are still staying below that. This is a 1-hour chart. I'm still, this right now, I think it's just going to hit the 15 and kind of bounce down. And it's probably going to consolidate for most of the night. And then the 15 will actually push it down through the support. It'll be kind of like a descending triangle. So here will be your horizontal, and here is your trend, your 15. So whenever that does that, then that will actually push it through, and then it'll just keep on going. And like I said, the next one is going to be the 2400. It's going to be our next support. And then we're looking at the 2350 area. Be the next one. Then it should just fall on out. So I'm thinking we'll have a lot of consolidation over by the end of Thursday. And, just a little drops, a little consolidation. So this is just going to be kind of a, if you look at this right here, you could actually draw some sort of a trend line there. So before we get there, we're looking Thursday, 6 o'clock. And don't write that down. That's not exactly when it's going to happen, but just based off of this coming down, because if this pushes down, it'll probably come down and touch there. It's going to consolidate some more and then come down. So I would say tomorrow evening, Thursday evening, that ES will probably end up starting to sell off harder. So I'm in puts all right through here. My puts should start making money tomorrow if this continues to drop down, and that's really what I'm hoping for. But anyway, please give me some likes on there. Share the video. Share it with some people to where we can get some more subscribers. I need to get over 100. I'd like to do that this week. I thought I'd already be there, but I'm not. That will help me market the site. And also, if you're not part of Discord, that is where we discuss our trades, what's going on. We discuss charts. We even discuss what we're eating at night. So it's actually a good place just to hang out. But we also get serious about our trades and talk about a lot of different things. Why are options not working right now? What should we be doing? Is there a better way to trade it, or whichever? So you can learn a lot in there. There's a link down in the description that you can click on, and that will help get you signed into it, and I hope to see you in there. But on this right here, please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the chats and tomorrow morning.